caught a brief glimpse of a clip of it was of like RFK, Vivek, and like I don't know Tucker or something. And they were talking about like the environment and public health and shit. And I was like, dude, this looks like a symposium of like 70s, 80s Democrats actually talking about these things, where these are policies that are really relatable to a lot of people, but there's like a cultural wall, right, that needs to be hurdled by the Republicans at this point. But I was like, but now the puritanical ones are no longer the Republicans who are like, we need to ban Prince from the airwaves, right? It's the Democrats now who are like that. Like, they're the total pussies.
Well, it's because there's no longer a debate, right? Like what happened is they won the culture, right? And they won the culture for so long, especially through, Hollywood, academics, every one of these institutions that they won, they got lazy, victory defeated them, right? Yes. Like they had no way, they couldn't keep their arguments sharp and their ideas sharp. And like, they just lived in what they had already won. And so now we not only do you have new ideas coming out of the right, but some on the right are like, you know what, some of these ideas on the left aren't like terrible either, right? Some of these things can be worked in to this like new framework, perhaps maybe not like an old Republican framework, but in a new one.
We're operating in a dialectical fashion, though, right?
Exactly.
The new right wing is synthesizing a lot of those left wing ideas and making them their own. And I think one thing that's important is that the left wing, or the Democratic Party, I should actually say, part of that cultural victory, with it came the spoils of the victory, which is like getting really cozy with the corporations. Right. You know what I mean? And now they're the party of the corporations now. It's a very crazy radical shift that's happened.
Because the corporations want to be comfortable too, right? So that's like, it's like, these are the guys who won the culture. My future customers are probably going to end up believing all this stuff. So I'm going to give the money to these guys who not only have the levers of government power, but have this cultural sort of adoption that all these future customers also adopt, right? So we're gonna be totally corporatist with the Democrats, but we're gonna throw a gay pride flag, on my Twitter profile, during the
and
month
do like
of
the
June.
black thing, black on black box on
it's
feed
the simple
or whatever.
Ricking of the culture, right? Like
you can kind of see just the change based on who would the black guy call corny now.
Right.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all corny. In the 80s, that was the right. Y'all corny. Now it's left 100%.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think...
Who's corny? It's all moneyed interests, and it all boils down to, you're corny now.
Yeah, I mean, right. Like, you're not edgy. Like, if everyone agrees with you, right? Like, everyone with a cultural sort of approval, everyone with a government political approval, right? Like, down to just, like, the HR lady at your, at your company, like, who's really in charge. And so like not only that, it also stifles them because because they have the power. Now it's everything I have to do to preserve that power, right?
But now they're like cornered hyenas, though, right? Because they're not taking it like the right did, which is like, well, I guess we're just going to keep developing our ground game or whatever it is, right? They're like, no, now we're going to do lawfare. We're going to shut down Telegram. We're going to come after we're going to try and control air as we know it, so that there can't be another turn.
Well,
right?
It's regime is mask off and iron fist, right? Like they don't I don't care how this looks because we just need to do it.
Isn't that every regime though? As it's dying, it's like
because you're supposed to develop soft power and moral high ground.
No, I'm saying as you're losing it, don't people grip harder and harder and harder? They
grip harder to power,
yes.
whatever it is. So that it's just any way I can preserve this at this point. And the more they're threatened, they have no more moral high ground that they can resort to. They start, being more vicious.